Hey there, it's Allie. Welcome to my channel. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you guys are all safe and healthy. I know this is a difficult time for everybody, so I've been trying to come up with videos that I can put out for you guys on a pretty regular basis. I've got a fun one planned for you tonight, and, or at least I think it'll be fun, and informative, and as far as tingles go, it's mostly going to be whispering and personal attention, and basically me explaining some fiber art stuff to you. But it should be a fun. And so I do have a couple of things I can tap on for you, so it's not just gonna be me whispering and explaining fiber stuff to you, but that is gonna be the gist of it. So I guess I'll just dive right into it. You may remember in a previous video that I was going to be doing a mini spinning competition where I had to make multiple skeins of yarn with different styles of spinning. So tonight I'm going to show you some of those skeins that I've made, and what you can use them for. Okay, let's start with this one. I'm still working on it. This is an auto wrap art yarn. And it is currently wrapped around a niddy noddy. A niddy noddy is used so that you can wrap up the yarn in such a way that you can make it go into a skein. Yarn like this, because it's since it's got so much variation in it, and it's got a lot of thick and thin and loose parts, and this one type of yarn probably wouldn't be good for knitting, and it would be, I mean, you could do it and do knitting with it, but it's not the type of yarn you would want to use if you're just learning how to knit. A lot of people I've talked to who use art yarn like this tend to use it more for weaving. So if someone were to use this, then I would I would recommend that they use it for weaving. Unless you already know how to knit and crochet and have a really good handle on how to use thick yarns, then I would say go ahead and knit with this. But I know that it can be frustrating when you're just learning how to knit or crochet to use yarn that's very thick. And now, in the interest of full disclosure, I don't do a whole lot of weaving myself. I mostly do knitting, crocheting, and spinning. So any opinion I have on weaving is gotta come from with a grain of salt, because it's more based on research that I've done than my own personal experience. Before I show you the next two skeins, or the next 3 skeins, I should probably show you some examples of knitting and crocheting so you know what I'm talking about. So this is a shawl that I knit for my friend. I knit it freehand with some scrap yarn that I had, and I mixed it with some non-scrap yarn, I guess, and that's, I'm gonna try to show you a close-up. That's what the knit stitches look like. And you can, knit stitches, or when you knit, you use at least 2 knitting needles, versus crochet, you just use 1 crochet hook. And I know that can get confusing sometimes. I'll be out in a coffee shop or something, and I'll be knitting or crocheting, and someone will say, "Oh, what are you knitting?" And I'll be crocheting, or someone will say, "What are you crocheting?" And I'll be, wait a minute, I don't remember what I said first, but they'll ask me if I'm doing the opposite of what I'm doing, but it's okay. By the way, freehand, that means that I didn't use a pattern. That means that I just did it on my own, and made up the pattern as I went along. Crocheting is a little bit different. This is something I made with crochet. These are both things I made crocheted. They're 3D coral pieces. In summer of 2007, I helped crochet a 3D model of the Great Barrier Reef in order to raise awareness about global warming, and I enjoyed it so much that I just kept on doing it. So even though I don't have any of the original pieces left because I donated them to the people putting on the display, I still have probably upwards of 50 of those things around my house, and a lot of them are currently on sale on my Etsy shop. Yeah. All right. This is another example of something you can crochet with. Those coral pieces are my favorite thing to crochet, but I also make other stuff with them when I crochet. This was made using cotton yarn, and most of it is single crochet, but then I used double crochet for up top. And I'll show you in future videos exactly what I mean when I say single and double crochet. Like I said, double, single. I actually really like the design and how it came out, how the yarn came out. I did not plan that at all. It just came out like that. And that's how the back looks. And I think it's got a really cool design. Okay, so now that you know what I'm talking about when I say knitting and crocheting, and at least in terms of what the stitches look like, I can show you the other 3 skeins of yarn that I've made for this contest. Excuse me. And so it'll kind of give you a better idea of what I'm talking about. Oopsie. Dog's leash got caught on the tripod. This is just a regular 2-ply yarn, and this could be, even though it does have a little bit of thick and thin texture to it, you could use this for knitting, crocheting, weaving. You could probably use it for macrame. I don't know much about macrame, to be honest, but it's just more of what I've seen of it versus what I've done personally. I know you guys like it when I brush your faces. So yeah, this skein, I'm gonna call it Degas Dancers, because it reminds me of the ballet dancers that and that Degas used to paint in his paintings. This skein is a little crazy. And this one you would want to use if you were weaving, and I've talked to a number of fiber artists who like using art yarn for weaving purposes. And this is art yarn in every sense of the word. It's got all sorts of sparkles in it. It's got lots of variation, and in terms of color and thickness, little baubles. Woven into, well, I mean, fiber baubles, and it's definitely some funky fun yarn, and I really enjoyed this contest, or not this contest, well, you guess it. It's not a contest, it's a spinning competition. And because no one's grading the yarn, thank God. Because it's giving me a chance to try out some new techniques that I hadn't done much before. This was my maybe my third or fourth time doing core spinning. And so I've done it some, but I have more experience doing other types of spinning. But I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. So I'll have to steam it to set the twist, and then it will be up on my website. This skein has 52 yards, I think. So there's enough there to make a cool design on a project. This is so fun to play with, though. It's fun to look at too, just with all the sparkles in it. Like sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Finally we have this skein. It's thick and thin. It's made out of merino and Corridel wool, and it's actually spun with one of the braids of robing that I got from Creative Space Fiber, or that I've shown you in a previous video. So this, one of these, went into this. The cordell part of this skein is came from this colorway. And this yarn is going to be more versatile, and you'll be able to knit, crochet, or spin. And this one's gonna be up on my shop. I'm actually gonna divide it into 2 skeins. But Degas Dancers is just going to be one skein, and that skein has a little over 100 yards in it. And, so those 2 are the most versatile yarns of the ones I've made, I think. Well, I really hope you enjoyed tonight. And Leah. And if you want to see more videos, click subscribe. I've got the dog right here. Yeah, come here. I want you to say hi to my... I want you to say hi to my friends. Come on. This is Leia. So if you want to see any more of me, or any more of Leia, please hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Night.